Welcome back. So, as I said in the last video I did, I want to talk about my experience with something major that I healed. It was a very heavy experience, but it was a good experience because I healed something and I realized a lot of things. A lot of things made sense for me suddenly. I want to have my rings on again because I took them off. But if you want to know more, see the video that I just recorded not so long ago. It is up. I will link it up here. There's one ring I can't find, but I have my amethyst ring. But I don't know where to begin because it's just so crazy. Okay. I think it's some days ago. When was this? Well, it is some days ago, and I had like this. I remember that I did a meditation in the morning because I always do visualization meditations. I always, meet up with my spirit guides and ask like, okay, is there any message for me? Is there anything that I need to know? Just so 2:12. That might be a sign for someone. And you guys know for the longest time that I have my spirit guide Everon, who is a dragon, but I can't remember when this all started, but it's a long time ago that I started seeing Everon as a person, as a male person. And he's been guiding me for many years now. Many years. And the thing is that I associated him with Everon because that's what I felt, but I always had this like something was strange, like it was, yeah. And I have had a lot of visualizations where I felt that the bond between me and this person was way stronger than it should be when it comes to a spirit guide. And I always had this feeling like, what if it's my soulmate? What if it's my soulmate from a past life, or it's a soulmate from my soulmate's higher self? I've always been very confused about that, but I was like, yeah, well, okay, yeah, it is Everon, I'm just having a strong connection with my spirit guide. So some days ago, I started out doing the meditation. I was sitting in a boat with Everon. I'm going to say Everon right now because that is what I can deal with. And I remember that, it's always a different scenery in my guided meditations, like depending on if there's something I need to heal, or if there's a message that I need to understand, or if I need to see something. So we were sitting in the boat, because he was going to take me to a place, I needed to see something, I needed to heal something. And I would just remember that in the boat, I was like staring at him. Like, why are you actually here? And I remember that he was like smiling at me, not really saying anything. But I remember that, when I do this, I don't remember all the details, but I remember key scenes or, And I remember that he told me that the water is making weird noises. I remember that he told me like we had a long history together, but he didn't really, he was just smiling, and I was like, okay. So we came to our destination where there was like this. It was a new creature. It was like what you call those water nymphs? I can't remember what you call it. Water creature. If I can find a picture of what it looks like, I will put it up. It was like a female guide. And the next thing that I remember is that I needed to go down to the bottom of the ocean. And on the way down, I remember it was very dark around me, and I was like, oh, this is very scary. But on the way down, I struggled because I wanted to go up again. Like, I had a panic attack. I remember that the guide that was, the nymph, I don't know what to call her. She was like, grabbing my head and was like calming me down. And the next thing I remember is that I was, my feet touched the bottom of the ocean. And by the way, if you guys want me to do this, like storytellings of what I experience when I do my guided meditation, let me know, because I have a lot of stories. But I'll call them stories, but it's something I experience. I don't know what to call it, but it's very amazing. And again, it's something I want to teach you guys how to do. But when I came down there, I saw this huge cave, and there was like a mist inside of it, a black, scary mist. And she said that you need to face your demons. You need to heal this. Again, I can't wordly remember, everything, but I can remember like, parts of it. But I remember I was like, do I have to do this? She was like, yeah, you have to open the cage and face your demons. And I remember that, like, I did this. It's so funny because I did a reading at some point not long ago where I talked about this facing our demons. I can't remember if it was with the 2020 divine feminine energy. Maybe some of you guys can remember, but I know that I talked about this, that we needed to face our demons. But that's what she told me. The next thing I remember is I opened the cage and this huge, dark, smoky thing came at me. But the moment that I touched the small monster, or whatever you want to call it, it turned into light. Like, it was so weird because I saw like, I can't describe it, but it was just like there was a lot of light that just, it was like a fish animal. Big fish animal with a lot of lights around it. And it was just, the moment that, it turned to light, it just swam away. And when I turned to look at the cage disappeared, and everything around me was light. Because it was very, very dark in the beginning and I couldn't really see, far ahead. So that's what I remember from that morning. Then me and Amanda, we talked over the phone like we always do. And it's so funny because Amanda is doing all this together with me. She's also doing guided meditations and meeting her spirit guides. And it's so funny because Amanda has her spiritual team and I have my spiritual team, and her spiritual team has names and face, and she has like Aslan, it's Amanda's lion and it's for strength. Then she has like a giant woman, like a Wonder Woman. She has Cleopatra. She has a fox. So she has a lot of, like, it's so interesting because it's something that you guys have to learn, like how you're going to see things, because it might not be the same way like we do it. But she has, her guides for specific things that they are helping her with. And the same with me. I have like Averon, the big dragon. And I got Averon, like a little toy dragon, from Patty Negri. I think it's in 2017 actually that I got it. So he's been with me ever since, and he's going to be with me forever, I know that. Then I have my tiger, Oksam. I think Oksam is there for my strength, to put boundaries down and stuff like that. I still have to figure out, like, it will come with time. Your guides are going to tell you why they are there and what you're going to do, And sometimes you have to say goodbye to some of your guides, but I'm going to come into that. And then I have the newest member of my spiritual family, and that's Revan, and that's my raven. And it's very beautiful the way that I received Revan. The thing is that I have my memo thing where I record every time I have a major guided meditation that I need to remember, because otherwise I'm going to forget it. So if you guys want to hear how I got Revan, because it's connected with the High Priestess, let me know. But Revan is there for my magic, my wisdom, to teach me spells and, magic and all that thing. But then, me and Amanda was talking about it, and Amanda went through a huge healing with Aslan. And while we were speaking about this, like, this healing, I was explaining to Amanda that, it's been a strange day, and I had this thing with with Everon, like, and he didn't want to tell me what was going on. Amanda didn't tell me what her thoughts was at this moment, but she did it after. I'm going to explain to you guys because it makes so much sense. But then I was looking at the solar light. I'm actually going to record a video about solar light today. But I was looking at my solar light, and I took my solar light, and I was like, I need to do a healing. I need to do guided meditation healing. And Amanda was like, you need to use obsidian because it's a powerful stone. And I have obsidian here. There is a very dramatic story about that, because it broke because it was protecting Amanda when she was away from me. Something about voodoo. But I'm going to link it up here if I can find it, because I think I did speak about why it broke. But it still works for me. If you can feel that it's still working, it's working. And it worked. Because Amanda told me that I should use this, because if you work together with obsidian, if you do healing, if you do meditations, it's going to show you what you need to show. It's going to force things, into existing. Like, it's going to remove things from you. It's going to, if you have something that you're afraid of, it's going to show you what you're afraid of, and it's going to make you was a bird, and it's going to make you heal it big time. It's a scary stone. This is a powerful, 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 powerful stone. So I ended the call with Amanda. I was laying down. I put the obsidian on my third eye, and I was holding this one. And I just felt that it's something I needed to do, but it makes sense, it makes sense after. Because the obsidian is helping you to control emotions, especially if you feel anxious or if you feel like, afraid or something like that. But I did a meditation, and the first thing, and I'm going to go through this without crying, because everyone came to me in his, like the male everyone, whatever you want to call it. Oh, I'm going to explain to you guys. But we were walking in the forest and we were holding hands. And there's one thing that he did that I don't really know yet. I don't get it, but I know that I'm going to understand it at some point. But he's told me that I should, I should reach my hand up. Like both my hands was up, all the way up. And I did that, and suddenly there was he was running around me, and suddenly there was flames coming out of my hands. It's strange sometimes, people. And he was like, you have to point. I had to point my hands forward, and without that he said something, I was creating a door. So there was a door, and I think it was a marble door, either marble or it was a very old white door with cracks in it, something like that. I can't really remember. And at the moment when I saw that door, I was like, no. And I just started crying. The physical me lying down, I just burst out. And I was crying hardcore because I knew at that moment that it was my soulmate. It's not Everon. And he was like, you knew it. I fucking knew it. And again, I can't remember all the details, but he said to me that I have been so lost, especially when I met Patty, when I got Everon. Again, it's so crazy how the universe puts people in your life who's going to guide you. But he explained to me that I have been so lost that he came to me. My soulmate, okay. The soulmate is my soulmate in this life. But the person who's guiding me is my soulmate's higher self. Again, I have spoken about this because it is a little bit tricky if you have never heard about that. Because your soulmate's higher self can help you and guide you in your dreams. That is what happened here. So, for me, I connected this male figure with Everon because apparently there was what was comfortable for me. But, everyone and my soulmate is two different guides, or, everyone is my spirit guide. My soulmate is my soulmate. My soulmate's higher self. And yeah, he explained that I have been so lost that he was there to guide me, to the point where I am now. And I was ready to let go of him. And it was so beautiful. It makes so much sense that he said, this is not a goodbye, because I'm being guided on the right path that's going to lead me to you in this life, in the physical life. But I just remember I was just crying so much, and it's so funny because it's not funny, but I cried out loud. Like, I never ever had experience like this. So I understand why I needed to hold this, because again, this is going to calm you down. This is going to pull out what you need to heal. So yeah, again, I can't remember all the details, but I know that he needed to go back to prepare my soulmate so that we could meet each other in this physical life. And it is crazy, it is. But again, if you work with this, if you tap into this energy, you will never tap out of it, because again, you're being guided. And the past days, I've seen so many synchronicities and signs, and it's so crazy. So before he went into the door, he said he's coming. I met the real Everon, and I can't remember if I did that in the beginning. I think it's connected with my soulmate. And then when he was ready to leave, everyone came forward. So maybe that's why everyone is here now, because he is. I will say that it's so crazy, because when I saw everyone, everyone was way bigger than I imagined, and his skin or scales or whatever you call that, it was like labradorite. It was very reflecting. When he was moving, he's such a beautiful dragon. When he spoke, I was like, oh my god, it is not what I have imagined, because it's like a deep, older, wise way that he's speaking. Not like my spirit guide. No, my spirit guide has a very fun way of, it's hard to explain. But so when my soulmate said she's coming, I was like, nope. I remember that I was angry. I was shaking, angry. I didn't want to turn around, and I didn't want to let him go. But again, I can't remember the details, because I know that we talked about a lot of things. He explained a lot of things, but I also know that some things that I'm not meant to remember, because it might block, my next steps. But when he left, I heard this female. And when I turned around, it was a very light female a very light female. Like there wasn't really, I couldn't really see who it was. But she was like, let me take a look at you. And she was like, you've grown a lot since the last time I met you. Because the last time I met you was when you got born. And I remember that she asked me to follow her, like, let's take a walk. That's what my spirit guides did. They do that a lot, like, let's take a walk and talk about some things. I remember that she showed me something, but again, and she said a lot of things, but I can't remember what it is. But straight after, I was calling Amanda. And the thing is, it's so funny, it's so cute, because if I'm crying, Amanda is crying. If Amanda is crying, I'm crying. As you could hear in my voice that I have been crying, so she started crying. I was like, oh God, stop it. But she said to me, before you say anything, Bunny, I need to tell you that I had a vision before you called. So she had a vision before, or while I was actually doing the cleansing. And I felt, the thing is, I feel like a different person now. I can't explain it, but I feel lighter. I feel more calm about things. And I know that there's nothing that's blocking me anymore. Because if you heal something with obsidian, it's not going to come back. That's why it's so heavy, because it's really going to make you see what you need to see and heal what you need to heal. But she explained that she had a vision like that my soulmate was knocking at my windows and was like, wanted to talk with me, but that I put the blinds down. I didn't want to talk with him. It was so crazy. It's like, that is actually pretty funny, because, my vision or the thing that I wanted to heal was about my soulmate. And she was like, I knew it was your soulmate. The moment we talked this morning and you said that you had a feeling there was something about everyone, she knew it. I was like, I had this feeling too, but I couldn't connect the dots back then. And again, I understand why, because I need to heal things. Sometimes there is a reason why you don't receive certain messages, because you're not ready to hear them. That's also something that you need to, to be aware of. So yeah, that was a major healing. I never cried so much. Never. And it's funny because when I do meditations now, he's not there. And the first, was it yesterday? It must have been yesterday. I was doing a meditation. I was, I sometimes start out in the forest and he was not there. And Oksam came to me as my first guide, and I was just hugging him. And then everyone came, and everyone was like, he's not here. But he's not here because he's preparing to meet you. And that was the moment where everyone took me to a river. And he said something, I know that I wrote it to Amanda, but he said something with, the reflection you reflect is what you reflect back to you. And I remember that I was looking at him and I didn't understand it. And he was like, Sandra, listen. And he said it again. And I was like, makes sense. And then the next thing, because it's connected with you guys, the next thing I saw there on the other side of the river was, a bunch of souls, like light figures. And I asked everyone, who are all these people? And everyone explained that it was souls. That it's souls that I heal with what I do, with my life purpose. And you guys are my life purpose. Doing YouTube and guiding you guys is my life purpose. And obviously, in the past, I have had a hard time letting go of my soulmate. In my meditations, I've been very fixated on him. And that's why he needed to leave, because, the time was right. And this time that we are in right now with the, whatever you want to call this, I'm not going to say out the word because YouTube doesn't like that. But we have been on a lockdown, everyone. And we are all on a lockdown because we need to heal things. We need to get in contact with our guides and whatever it is that you believe in. If it's God, you need to get in contact with God or Buddha or, again, whatever it is. Because if you don't heal what you need to heal, if you don't heal what is actually blocking you, you're going to go around in a loop. And that's what I have been doing, because I didn't understand the tiny things, the tiny hidden things. Again, I might talk about that in another video, because there's so many things here. But we heal things when we are ready. And we hear messages from our spirit guides when we are ready to heal them. It's a big time. Big time. So, today I did a meditation. And while I was doing the meditation, was it yesterday? It was today. I can't remember. The days are just, But you guys know, I saw the two ravens. And from my view here, there's a huge tree. And I remember that I was outside and I just heard those, huge ravens. I'm like, what is this? So I went over there and I was like, whoa, that is big ravens. And they were flying away, but they were like roaring at me, looking at me. I was like, that is so strange. But I knew that there was meaning with it. And then I did read this thing for you guys in the episode that I did, like the story with Odin, that he had two raven, Hukin and Munin, I can't remember the names. They were there to guide him to show what happened in Midgard, which is the human world. And the name Hukin is thought, and Munin is all about memory, I think. Again, I can't remember it, but there's something around that. But, the raven came to me in my vision and said to me, the student has become the teacher. So I guess I'm ready to teach you guys what I'm supposed to teach you guys. Again, I know that I am being guided on the way, if there's something special that I need to do or to, to say to you guys. But it's a bit scary because I can feel that I have leveled up big time, that I have a power now that I need to, I need to use it. I need to learn to use it. So that's why I need to raise my vibrations. That's why I always speak with you guys about how important it is to raise your vibrations. Because if you have a low vibration, if you have jealousy or anger, your spirit guides are having a hard time connecting with you. So I would say it's a very good idea if you guys start out doing visualizations from today. Waylon is saying yes. And the thing is that you receive everything that you need on your way. Like crystals. Like I don't have it here. But the yellow labradorite that I received some days ago, it really helped me understand a lot of things. Also this one, because I haven't really been working with sodalite for a long time. Totally forgot about it. So it makes sense that I was guided to hold this in my dramatic crying. So that is the story. I released my soulmate. I needed to let go of my... Oh, there's a bird. I needed to let go of his higher self. So, it's amazing to know that you have really healed something. Oh, Waylon is making noise again. But before that I cut off this video, that I end this video, I do want to give you guys some tips. But I do also want to do more videos on this because it's a bit more deep than that, especially if you're totally new to this. But I do like to meditate, do my guided meditations with green jade, aventurine, rose quartz, amethyst, citrine, sodalite, or labradorite, the normal one, or again the yellow one. The yellow one is perfect if you want to do channeling or if you want to really go into the deep trance. If you want to heal something, use obsidian or snowflake obsidian, I believe it's called. But you have to be prepared for heaviness if you use obsidian. Obsidian is not just for fun, I'm telling you guys. And a lot of people, they're like, well, obsidian is just a protector stone. No. It has a lot of magical things inside of it, and I will do a video about that. But you can put, I always sometimes use more than one crystal, so I have one crystal on my forehead, my third eye, then I have on my heart chakra, and then I hold crystals, depending on how what I feel, what I'm guided to. So you can do whatever you're guided to do. And then you just, you can use music. I'm going to link 2 different songs or music that, could help you, because they really help me a lot when I do these meditations. Then you're just going to close your eyes and don't think about anything. Don't force anything. And it's funny because if you are in situations where you are stressing doing this, your spirit guides are going to tell you, like, you need to relax. Don't force it. Let it come. So you can do this a lot of ways. You can do this where you're just laying down, closing your eyes, trying to relax. And whatever you see, whatever you feel, grab onto that. And then relax and be like, okay, what is the next thing that I need to see? So you can ask for your spirit guides to come forward, and believe and trust whatever you see, whatever you heal. I just had spirit chills vibrations in my finger. Trust whatever you feel or hear or see. There's no coincidence or there's no mistakes in what it is that you see. Another thing you can do is that you can, meet up with your spirit guides or whatever, you want to see at places like a forest. I always do the forest thing because I feel safe there. Sometimes I also, see a beach. Again, it depends a lot what I'm supposed to see. Sometimes it's an old castle because I didn't know it's linked together with what I want. Or it's a secret garden, or it's, I don't know, it could be a parking lot. Whatever you create whatever you want. You can also just imagine your own house. But if you meet your spirit guides, again, this could be whoever, this can be animal, if it's an animal, if the first time that you meet a new spirit guide, and it's like, if it's like a fox that comes to you, you know, don't limit yourself, be like, oh, I can't understand a fox because I don't speak animal language or whatever. They speak like you speak, in your language. For me, it's always American, it's always English with me. It's never Danish, I don't know why, but it's not. It's always English, and it's the same with Amanda. It's actually a pretty amazing thing that we, even though we are Danish, it's English for us. So they're going to use the language that you have, and they're going to tell you what you need to know. They're maybe even going to show you things, like when I got Revan, you know. But I am going to tell you guys, you know, that vision in another video. But ask for your guide's name. Whatever, you know, comes to you. Don't, this could be a silly name, this can be a name that you never heard before, like the Oksam, like my tiger. I was like, that is so strange. But Oksam. Normally with my guides, they do the thing where they show me the letters so that I can be, you know, 100% sure that that's how it is. And I remember that, if I can find it, I'm going to show you guys. With Revan, I was a bit unsure, like how I should write the name down, because first of all I heard it, but then I saw it, but I was still unsure. So after the meditation, I asked for a sign. So you can also do that. And I received the sign in, you know, again, in the strangest way. I'm going to see if I can find it. So I remember that I had a hard time with the first letters, like if it was Revan or Ravan, like if it was like A or if it was with E. So I saw this, I hope you guys can see it, with, you know, the first letters, and that's how, you know, I'm going to write it here so you guys know what I mean. That's how you write it. So it's amazing how they guide you with you understanding, like, the name, how you should write the name, or how you should say the name. And again, it's like with Amanda, because her lion is Aslan. It's like, it's from, what is the movie again? You guys know that movie. And at first she was like, I'm confused about that name, because it's like, you know, it's a known name. It's like, if that's the name, that's the name. So the name that you're comfortable with. Again, it depends on you. Amanda actually pointed out that it's funny that my spirit guides' names, they have this Krans feeling over them, and I've been thinking about that, and you know, it's right, because Eberron, Oksam, and Revan, you know, they have this Krans thing over them. I can't even explain it. But it's very important that you guys just feel through the guided meditation that you do. Whatever you have to see, wherever you have to go, whatever they say. And always remember to, you know, record after, so that you always have it, or write it down. One thing that I know that my spirit guides say, because sometimes I catch myself in the visualization trying to remember what they just told me. And I remember that Oksam was like, I know that you want to explain all this to Amanda, but some things you're not supposed to remember. You know, I shouldn't force me remembering. Like, whatever I needed to tell Amanda, I would remember it. So after meditation, if you can remember it, don't stress about it, because then you're not supposed to. But I think this is going to be it for this video. Again, let me know if you guys want to learn more about this. If you guys do guided meditation, if you have any visions, let me know, because again, I love to analyze that, and I know so much about it. So if you need help, let me know. If you guys want to book healing or a reading, all the information is on my website. It is down in the description box. But with that, I will see you guys in my next video.